Do you know what? I reckon you can never beat a good soup or a good soup-based dish. So, until I fall over. What we're going to do today, a very easy recipe, something I learned a few years ago. I've adapted to it over time, but what we're going to do a corn and shellfish chowder. Now this is other than with crab meat, okay. The prawns, you can just use cheap, small prawns, pre-cooked. Doesn't really matter, they just go in at the last minute. The main part of this dish is understandably the soup base itself. We're going to do a basic base. We're going to use some shallots, garlic in there, fry them off, and then we're going to use potatoes. Okay, that helps thicken the soup. Okay, and we're then going to blend that, throw in some greens, hopefully. We've got some greens, okay, and then we're going to go and do that. We don't need many potatoes, so I'm going to go for about 6. I might not even go for that one. I'll just go, yeah, 6 medium-sized potatoes. Should set you off well. So first of all, we're going to actually at the start, as you can see, we're going to peel these, cube them, okay, because it is going to get blended. I'm just going to do this by eye, and I keep changing. I think once I've done this one and one more, I'll have more than enough. Now obviously chowders, I believe, I might be wrong, but please correct me, particularly Americans, chowders are thick. They're supposed to be thick, stick to your rib type soups, and that's what we're going to go for today. So yeah, I think 5's enough. So we're going to do this, give them a rinse, stick them on to boil. Oh no, we're not. We're going to give them a rinse. And obviously I've just got that little bowl there, just makes cleaning up, tidying, staves going everywhere. So now the potatoes done, just going to get the bowl out there. Now we've got, you have to excuse all the clamping around. So all I'm going to do, we're not even going to go, doesn't really matter about this. Stick in the bowl. I'm just roughly doing this. Now, lots of people say, you know, or swear by using, you know, proper corn husks, proper fresh corn. You know, I'm just using bag stuff, using frozen stuff, that's it. Nice and easy. So that's that done. I'm going to stick these under the water while I rinse them out, obviously. And then whilst that's doing, prepare the rest of my veg, which is quite easy really. Just going to do some shallots. Do I have an onion? No, I don't have any white onions. I'm just going to use shallots on this one anyway. Got some shallots made in. Shallots had a nice sweetness to the dish, I find. A little less harsher than your typical British brown onion. So just going to give them a rinse. And whilst they're rinsing, if you can hear me, I'm hoping you still can. I'm going to find shallots. And I'm going to start by chopping them, trim them. So these, again, I'm blending them. I don't really need to go to that painstaking of finely dicing. They're going to be blended. So I'm just going to peel them. And then we're not going to go for anything too complex. The melon go cubed chunks in there, that's fine as well. So I've got 4 what they call banana shallots, I forget. But we've got 4 shallots here. Just some that are actually, you know, need using up. I don't have any white onion, so that's fine. We can use these instead. See this year, I'm going to make a bigger effort to make sure that I'm using everything. You know, when you buy veg, you tend to just turn the water off. When you buy veg, you tend to kind of use what you need and then you put it to one side and you never use it again. I'm going to go for less wastage this year. I think that's always a good thing to do, isn't it? And I'd like to as well, once markets get better stocked, I think I'm going to start eating a bit more head to tail as well. Some great dishes from the 80s that I do miss. Things like heart, liver, tongue, So at some point this year, expect a few weird videos that are going to probably make people go, ew, but I promise you, they're all good. It's funny actually, a lot of the stuff that we spent money on in the sort of early 90s and late 80s as a, you know, family on a tight budget are now seen as delicacies these days. Okay. Yeah. So that's that done, that's the hardest part done. Stick my hob on. There you go. That's on. You can see how cold it is. Look at my olive oil. Honestly, nothing wrong with it, it just needs heating up. Yeah, olive oil's ever like that, don't worry about it. It's just something done, it's best at cold temperatures. There is a reason for it that I can't remember. So I'm just going to stick some olive oil on there. And what I do, I don't want these onions to burn, so I'm just going to strip them straight in there. And I can kind of hear when they start to sizzle then, rather than putting them in too hot. So that's that one, that's the job done. We've got those hopefully starting to fry soon. Ignore the other stuff on the side today because it is batch cooking time for the cats. Cook our cat's food fresh, make sure she has a better diet, she does enjoy it. So those are going to soften up. While that's happening, I'm just going to peel a couple of cloves of garlic on the side. And again, I'm just going to throw these straight in because I don't want it burning. So I'm going to go for about 4 cloves of garlic. You can hear me in the background peeling it, hopefully. And if I shut up, you should hear that faint sizzle of the onions starting to cook, which is a good thing. That's exactly what we want. That's if I can avoid making a mess of peeling them, which I seem to be doing a bad job of now. Give them a turn that down a little bit because they are going to start hearing that, or smelling should I say, the onions catching. So while that's doing that, I'm going to put some minced garlic, and always easy using a microplane for that. This was only about a £5. One of the best small gadgets I bought from the kitchen. Now I bought it, I never stopped using it. Really, really, really useful to have. And I know, yes, you could argue that, you know, a lot of larger, and just add a drop of water in there. It just helps to stop the onions catching a little bit. Ooh, come straight to my eye that has. And the chunks of garlic are fine in there as well. Like I say, it's a very much, I suppose, rustic is the word. You know, it's just all thrown in a pan, cooked up, and then blended together. So what's that in? Just going to, and there's a reason I'm not putting any water in this dish at the moment, because that's going to go in there in a second. Okay. Those are my potatoes that have been cleaned, they're going to straight in there. And then perhaps a few too many potatoes, but well, it's good. Just going to bring that to temperature. There's not a lot else to do at this stage. The prawns are, I mean, I'm going to be blunt, the prawns are really, 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 they're just these cheap things, okay? That's all we need, nothing expensive. You could, you know, go high class. I say high class, or you could go expensive and buy more, you know, bigger king prawns, type prawns. And then there's just literally some lump crab meat, and that'll do the job. So that's it really. Give them a stir. Now I'm not going to season at this rate because obviously we've got the crab meat going in. We've got veggie stock going in. So I will season at the end of this. So in I'm going to go now with 2 veg stocks. I'm not going to bother melting these first. Just put them straight in the pan. And then what we're going to do, we are going to go and just add our thing here. And while we're there, we forgot the most important ingredient. You can't have a corn chowder without corn. So when I can find corn, yeah. Okay, we want quite a lot of this straight in there. I'd say I've gone for about maybe 2 to 3 cups. We're straight in there, look at that. And all we need to do is let that simmer, bring it to a simmer for around 20 minutes, and then we're going to blend it. And then the dish just needs finishing up there. While that starts bringing to boil, the last thing that I am going to do is I'm just going to, oops, make a mess of it, mind you. Balance that there. Why can I never balance it? It's always that way. Right, so I'm just going to get in there and I'm going to drain my crab meat. This is delicious. Gotta have a delicious that. Oh yeah. Can't stop it. You got to stop eating it. You got to stop yourself from eating this. Absolutely delicious. That's it. So I'm not going to bore you. Make you watch this for 20 minutes. I'm going to come back when that soup is, well, basically when that's ready to be blended. You'll know that when the potatoes are breaking up very, very easily. Okay, see you on the other side. Right, now you can see this. Ignore the mess in the back. It looks disgusting. All that is, it is just literally chicken thighs that are being boiled. It's not for me or the family. It is for our cat. So all I'm going to do, I've got my little mini blender now. Okay, these, again, another suitable investment. Won't cost you a lot of money, but I would recommend. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to blend this and then judge the thickness. This does take a little bit of time. It's up to you. Some people like to do half and then put half back in. I am literally, I think I'm just going to do it all. Oh, so it doesn't splash up like that. I am going to move it off because that really did hurt. Ow. So I would recommend doing it carefully. Not like me. It's just they're very, very noisy at this stage. Obviously you can hear that. It's very noisy. So I'm going to come back when this is done. Oh, that's a little bit steamy. But that, there we go, blended. There might be a few lumps in it, but I'm really not bothered. What I'm going to do though, I'm going to add my crab in. I'm going to turn that on a very low heat now, because obviously it is, if you didn't see it before, it is bubbling rotten. Okay, so we're going to stir that in. Okay. And chef might just defrosting somewhat, so ignore the noise in the background. So a bit of lumps in this, but that's fine. Okay, so you've got the beautiful crab in there. To that, I'm just going to add some spring onion greens. I'll find a use. Instead of shallots, if you really wanted to use all the onion, I mean I'm going to use the spring onion and something else. If you wanted to use all the onion, you could use the spring onion whites instead of shallots. To be fair, I didn't think of doing that. So that's in. I'm going to put some little bit of stir in. That, some nice colour in that now. And to that, what was I going to do? Oh yeah. Okay. Now, you can finish this with cream. I'm using plant-based. You know, we do have an dairy. Sorry, I couldn't speak. A dairy allergy in the house. So we use plant-based where we can. Okay, it is a godsend. I honestly don't think you can taste the difference. So there's the lovely. We need that real. I'm trying to get the balance right so it doesn't pop everywhere, which it currently is doing. I'll come back in a second. And last but not least, okay, in with that. I mean, we're going for, I don't even know the weight of this. 250 grams prawns straight in there. The pre-cooked are really not going to need much time, so we'll get that in there, okay. And we have our meal. We're just going to cook that for a couple more minutes out. Here I'll be, we've got some mini petty pans in the oven. We're just going to cook them out. So leave this nice and low. And what I am going to do now, okay, I need some pepper. Definitely going to put some pepper in there. About a teaspoon of pepper or so. And what I will do at this stage is taste it for season. Try not to get too much of a crab. Oh, that's delicious. Touch of salt. It's got about a teaspoon of salt. Best goes on with the shoulder, obviously. That's stir through. Give that a taste. Yeah, that's good. Boom. Come back when I'm serving. Okay. And here we are, we're ready to serve now. Just got some mini baked in the oven petty pans. So all I'm going to do is put a generous amount of that corn and shellfish chowder. Finish up with a few more greens. In a minute. Now I'm ready. Three more greens on the top, because obviously the done thing is now finished with a little bit of cream along the top, and there you go. There's my very simple, very easy to make cornfish chowder. If you're one of the 90% of people that aren't subscribed to my channel but do watch my content, please do hit that subscribe button, give it a share, and comment below what would you like to see me cook next. And finally, what's on your plates? See you next episode. As usual, don't forget, wherever or whenever you are viewing this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Click the links to the right to see some more of my beautiful, delicious recipes. Give that notification bell a ring to be informed of future content. And last but not least, comment below what's on your plates.